All right, welcome everybody. Time to get the stream started. Where's my mic going? There we go. Coffee in here from yesterday. Ooh, let's switch that brightness a little bit. Get some backlighting this time. Good morn to the morn. Where is not that? I want this. Nope, don't want that. That is not that I wanted. My cat is all about this. Here we go. It's a little bit warmer. It's very cold. All right, cool. Welcome to the stream. Good morning. We are ready for lid drop. Go ahead and tweet this out. Make sure that I am nice and live. My cat is all on me. A little cat issue that I had to deal with this morning. So sorry for the little bit of lateness. Nope, don't play with that, please. Good morning. Welcome to Sodi Pop. We are ready to get started. Yeah, I think some amazing stuff is about to happen. Let's go and check in on the market here. Where are we at? All right. I want to look at. I like CoinGecko sometimes. Sometimes I like CoinGecko. Sometimes I don't. All right, CoinGecko. We want to look at OMI. We're up a little bit, 15%. That's great. So if you bought the dip, good job. You're up 15%. Stevie, what are you doing over there? Now, the dip seemed to be mostly due to the new concerns over the new variant, and that is okay. And the U.S. government came out and said that it is something that is cause for concern, not for panic. So I wouldn't be concerned over it. Really, any new variant, I'm not super concerned yet, unless they start. And obviously, there's going to be on and off shutdowns for different countries depending on what they're doing. You know, I think New Zealand has been pretty strict on it, and things, not Thailand, but there's been. I think it was Thailand that was really strict on it, but correct me if I am wrong. Let's make sure that I am live and streaming. My cat is super in the way, but that is fine. Nope. All right, I'm going to put her on my lap because she's been crazy. Thank you. Can you stay out of my way? Anyways, I digress. So, all right, we're going to put her down. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right. So, here we go. I can actually move around. So, yeah. So, the cause for the new variant, I love that. I love that when you look up Sodi Pop. Here we go. Yeah. When you look up Sodi Pop on YouTube, the first thing that pops up is the 1,000 Pound Sisters. I don't know why. That's really funny. The first time I'd ever seen them was actually like a couple weeks ago. My sister showed some funny clip for them, and that actually I think was a clip, because one of them was like, "You don't know what it's like to be my size," and they're both really big. But anyways, so if you bought, really, and this goes to show you, as you get more experience in the markets, what I do now is I never, unless I don't have a position at all. And again, not financial advice. I'm definitely not a financial advisor, but this is what I personally do. I learned from a trader. If you look up Chris Dunn actually on YouTube, him and Rocky at the time, he didn't have the other two. That's how I learned, was from him. He's, I think, a very level-headed YouTuber as far as stuff that he does. He doesn't get out of control or out of whack, and he is reasonable, I would say, as far as uh, how he manages his money and how he expects things to grow. And he puts things into three piles as far as money is concerned. So whenever he's investing, he has like his forever stash, he has his trading stash, and he has his liquid cash, which is super important. And I don't, I normally am a long holder or liquid stash. I think is important in crypto bull runs to have a little bit of an idea of like a liquid stash because again, 2017 could happen and it could completely wipe you out. And then the best laid plans, you're like, oh, cool. I yeah, I had a bajillion in OMI, and now it's 100,000. That's cool. But what if I'd entered a new market and I'd just been able to buy more OMI? You know, in this case, we're talking about, but it could be Bitcoin, it could be Ethereum, it could be Litecoin. I wouldn't recommend Litecoin, but it could be a lot of things which are amazing. I mean, let's go ahead and look at the overall market caps, the market caps, and see what's happening there. So everything is pretty much up today. Everything's pretty much green. Shiba Inu is down 4% over 1 hour, it looks like. Yeah, I mean, Cardano is down 9%, but still up in the past little bit. Cardano got kicked. Everything got kicked. Solana got kicked. Let's look at those two. So Cardano, over 7 days, over this month, really. I mean, it's just been a straight downtrend. It's kind of due for a breakout. You can see here a little, in my opinion, sideways movement over the past 7 days. It totally depends what time frame you're looking at, but it's just kind of hovered around this 150. Looks like the 150-ish was kind of, ooh, looks like a little dip below. Hey, what's up, CB? And Solana, probably was looking at 7 day. Let's go to 14-day for both of them. So this is Cardano, and Solana looks very similar. It is crazy how similar they look over the past couple weeks. And then let's look at the past month. Super similar looking chart. Solana's had a bit more of a recovery than Cardano has. And then let's go look at our favorite OMI. OMI, Ecomi, number one. We're almost in the top 100, boys and girls. All right, I'm just gonna tweet out my link here. Let's get ready to rumble. As we get ready. All right, we're only 9 minutes away from the drop. We are getting there. So, Ecomi, let's look over the past 30 days. Kind of the same general trend. And again, everything kind of follows the general market. There's breakouts and shakeouts, but if you look at a long enough time frame, unless there's a super special token, I mean, all of them generally do this. Let's go look at one of my favorites. I have Fusion, which Fusion's been doing awesome the past little while, but I'm sure the general trend is a little bit different because it's a very small coin. All right, so this is all over the past 30 days, and then this is Fusion. Very small coin. It's in, where is the ranking? So I always get confused looking at CoinGecko versus it's like 800 something. So Fusion, much smaller coin, so it's much more prone to market movements, meaning that the market cap is quite small. Let's look at the market cap. That gives us a better idea. So the market cap right now is 56 million. That is crazy tiny. And I want to so this just goes to show you like how crazy right now we are in OMI. OMI's market cap, and for VV being as successful as it is, get the market cap purely, is 1.3 billion, right? It is on a single exchange. It is very difficult to get. As far as the US, sorry, I should say, it is on OKX and these other ones, Gate.io, which I don't think we can get to. There we go. Um, all right, Zibs, come on. She is super clingy right now. I don't know what it is. I think she needs a little bit of cuddling or something, a little bit of petting. Um, but yeah, just don't. And I don't want to say don't fret because you can fret. That is okay. But the idea is that you want to look at the overall market. Um, in my opinion, Ian, not financial advice and everything, all of this stuff goes up in general with the market. And you're going to get the random Solanas that go up. When did it go up? Went up over here uh, from like $20 all the way to past 100, almost $200. And then now it got past 259. That's insane. That's a 10x when it was already up quite a bit. That was back in June, July, and that was in May, I think, that it went up, or the big first run up. It was probably May with everything else. So that was in May, got to like 40 something, high 46, but it was down at $1. So if you were buying Solana, like insane, just insane. One of the biggest gainers. I'm not gonna look at Shiba Inu because it really doesn't have any fundamentals behind it. And fundamentals are super important for my trading, and I hope for yours, because I want it to be a real functional business coin. And Shiba Inu, I think, is just too late. Yes, can you do well on it? Absolutely, absolutely. I'm sure you can make something from it, especially compared to the regular stock market. But just I want to have some sort of advantage going into any coin I'm in. There are some coins that I treat as these are my blue caps, these are my links, my Ethereum, my Bitcoin. These are the ones that I'm planning on holding for a while, or that I want to be a little bit safer because it's not a risk capital, I should say. And do not mince words. Everything in crypto is risky. Doesn't come without risk. So be aware of that. Um, all right, let's go ahead and hop on the VV app. Make sure I'm ready. Do I have gems? I think I have gems. Looks like I have a couple of gems. Say hi in the chat if you are watching. We got me. We got Sibby, this little kitty here. And we're ready for the Uncanny X-Men introduction to Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost. I think Kitty Pryde she can move her body through matter, which is pretty cool. I am not too familiar with her. I have to look up if she was on the show. This Uncanny X-Men art is very much the art that they used for the 90s show, which I loved when I was a little tyke. And I loved Cyclops. I think this is one of the cooler arts for Storm. I really like this art style for Storm a lot. She looks super awesome. And then you have Cyclops in there. Or sorry, you have Wolverine in there. I don't know why I said Cyclops. It looks like they're battling a whole little army of juggernauts. So again, I'm not too familiar with these particular comics. Let's go and hit up the comic, and we'll start being quiet here in a moment since the drop is happening soon. So what are we looking for? The VV medium. Beautiful. Gonna get that going. Got the OMI. It's really interesting because crypto is a weird beast where you have it's like you have one side, which is almost like how the company or whatever is doing in the stock market, and then which will be the crypto tokens, and then you have um, the actual like company side. Crypto for the longest time, you had a lot of the founders that would say stuff, and then they'd be like, "Oh, here's our test net," or "Here's something we're thinking about doing." And now finally you have real action happening on some of these items, and you want to see movement in the price of the token or what have you. And that's just not always how it works, especially when you're on just a couple of exchanges. Really, if you're in the US, which is probably the main source of OMI people on the app, you have one exchange that's super hard to get to and it's confusing. And I guarantee all of my friends, except for one, and I have like six or seven that I've gotten on the app, um, none of them know how to use crypto at all. And the one knows how to use it very well. I taught him, and then we learned together after that. But yeah, let me go and tweet out, get ready, or I'm messaging my VV group saying, I hope you don't get one. Hope you guys don't get one. All right. And then I'm texting my lady in the other room, making sure she's paying attention. She was getting ready for the day when I was doing this. So, all right, we are 40 more seconds. Moment of silence. Getting ready. All right. The kitty has calmed down. She was on my lap. It's interesting. I notice my iPad, a lot of times the clock, once I click into it, is like a millisecond ahead. It's super, super weird. All right. 12 seconds. Let's do it. Hope no one gets one. Ah, man, that's painful. That first, like you think you got one, and it just goes, nope, they're out. I think that's more painful than anything else. Why? Because I'm going to be clicking for the next 20 minutes. Because as long as the buy now button appears, it's almost like you have to click. So I'm going to do this for a little bit. Usually at around minute 2 is when you can get a rebound, 4 and like 6, because those are the major chances. Again, I learned a long time ago, unfortunately, that I got my Elsa at like minute 29, which now in my mind, I forget it's not a Schrodinger's cat type of thing, but I forget what experiment that they ran where it's like these delayed expectations. They use this in gambling. I mean, they use this in the VV app. Let's be honest, but in gambling halls where you get a reward and then you get it less and less and less as it goes on, but you're still chasing that same dopamine high. And it's how you kind of train dogs and cats, where you give them every time they do the thing, you give them a reward, and they get a reward, they get a reward, and then you give them to them every once in a while, and then you stop kind of giving it to them. Maybe you'll give them a treat every once in a while for the thing, well, high five or roll over or stop or something. Um, but that's how the VV app is, and that's what's hard for new users, and I totally understand, is that at the "Oh, sweet, my sister got one. I think this is her first one. Oh, that's so cool. Super cool. Good job. Good job, KK. Woo!" Yep, her first ever. That's super cool. I love that. So she got that dopamine reward. Speaking of trying to get a reward, and hers has been like all the complaints you see on Reddit, every single time, like her box got grayed out, her buy button didn't show up. Um, she got like some really weird stuff happening. All right. Very cool. Oh, I'm sorry, Sibs. All right. I need to get like a pedestal bed next to me for my cat here because she needs some attention. All right, still clicking, still clicking, still clicking. Ooh. And what's hard here is that sometimes I have it lined up, so it should be fine. But you don't want to keep clicking, and then you might click the cancel button accidentally because you're just not paying attention. You got to be careful of that. All right. But yes, VEVE has been designed to be slightly addictive. That is for sure. That's what I want to hear. Randy Chavez, I was in his live chat, I want to say over the weekend or last week, and he spoke about the VeVe-verse and how the VeVe-verse and the different games they'll have in it. And he was thinking of ideas for the VeVe-verse. And, because we're talking about the OMI utility, and as OMI holders, we want as much people to burn OMI and to stake OMI, to have it locked up, because that all that does is make it so that there's less OMI in circulation, which drives up the value. The less in circulation, whether it's removed off the market permanently or moved off the market for just a little bit because they're staking it, better for the price in general, the supply and demand, metrics and everything. And so cool. And so he was thinking of ideas for like how they could burn OMI, and he was thinking about a kind of mobile games like Clash of Clans, where at some point you get to the point where you need like retry. You only have like so many tries per day, and you get retries. And those retries you have to pay in OMI or have to pay in something. I think he was saying OMI, and then you get more tries. There needs to be a better way for that stuff. I don't want any any of that really bad free to play shenanigans coming into OMI. I mean, you're already technically paying for the land and to be in the VeVe verse. And I understand, and everything is going to be transacting on OMI or while using OMI. Oh no, I scrolled down a little bit. All right, I'm back in the buying game. So everything's going to be transacting using OMI or using the tokens. And it's interesting because we're not our own blockchain. And I'm used to investing in like the dot system or Icon or Tezos, where that is everything is built on top. And it's funny because they're talking about, oh, other businesses can use the OMI token, but it's still on ERC20 platform. It's still on Ethereum, so they're building on top of OMI, which is on top of ERC20, which I understand once kind of the VeVe verse is going, but there's still going to be the issues of fees, even though they're using OMI, especially if they're doing something other than what is needed for immutable X. So I would like to see a feature. I'd like to be able to view into the future and see how that looks. I can't exactly imagine it. But with the games and the birding and stuff that Randy in particular was talking about, that is not the feature I want to sign up for this race to the bottom, and it's not play to win, because you're not playing to win, or you're not paying to win, I should say. But I'll use Plants versus Zombies, I think 2 in particular, is you always get to a point in that game when you cannot move on without paying some sort of money. And they designed the game that way. They don't design the game to be one. And then you look at what game? There was I want to say Shadow of Mordor 2 or Shadows of Mordor 2, where you had your orcs, and your orcs could be of different rarities and different breeds and stuff. And I think it's EA who made the game. And EA basically said, no, you can totally complete the game entirely without paying anything. But if you do, you can complete a little bit faster. And then the time it would take to complete without doing anything was like just insane. At least they're like first go around, and people were pissed off because you're already paying 60 now $70 or $80 for a game. I totally get why you're pissed off. I'd rather pay one time, have the complete game, pay for upgrades and stuff, and maybe there's additive features that I want. Rather pay for that than the play to earn. And I understand why companies do it, and it will happen in the metaverse. Absolutely, you have Facebook coming in, VEVE, I'm sure will do it to some extent, but I don't know. There has to be a better way. It'd be cool to go in to an arcade in the VeVeVerse, and maybe you do have game. And the cool thing about arcades in VeVeVerse is you can have one arcade machine for Final Fantasy or Final Fight or some. Oh, nice. My sister said she thinks she got two. Well, give one to me, girl. That'd be cool if she got a like a secret rare or something. I always love it when they get secret rares. My girlfriend got a secret rare in like her second drop. She doesn't have many, but she has a secret rare, and then she has some other really good one. She has a C3PO. Man, talk about awesomeness for what she invested. Like what you invest $100 and you get what C3PO is anywhere from 800 to a grand on any given day, and then the she got the Powers of X, which is secret rare, which is going for like above two for $100. Man, this is the thing. Okay, moving on from my argument about the race to the bottom and the VeVeVerse and how, because I'm still clicking, I'm so distracted. Um, how I don't want them to go into. Mm, I want them to stay true, and that's why I believe in this team because they are real collectors. They are actually interested in this. A lot of them have some massive business experience. You look at Mr. Khan and his Four Kids Entertainment. He has some insane business experience. Brendan Z. Sorry, man. I'm striking that too. I'm currently clicking. That's why I'm so distracted. But that's why I believe in this team because there's a lot of, as you've seen in the community, there's so many concerns in the future, near future. Oh, the token price. We'll look at the token price again. Oh, the token price, or you guys should be paying attention to that. Oh, you should be paying attention to app. We don't have enough cheap collectibles. Now we have too many cheap collectibles. Um, they are, they're smart. Early on, there was a messed up drop for the pretty much any messed up drop, but there's a messed up drop for the um getting distracted now. The whatchamacallit, it was the Japanese Ultraman, and they gave out free secret rares to anyone who that messed up, and there's like 1,000 people or so. I was one of the ones who got the secret rares because I had pending orders and they had to cancel them or something, so I didn't get what I wanted. And it's funny because it was only like a pending order for an uncommon or common, so I was not upset about that at all, for free. And they've done that time and time again for the most part. They are great at community building, and a community has just kind of naturally sprung up around that because of what the app is. They continue to make good decisions for the most part. And that is why moving into the VeVeVerse and the games, what Randy was speaking about, how, the kind of play to the Clash of Clans, pay to win mechanics. It's not pay to win, but it's pay to participate past a certain point. So it's almost shystier. Oh, the serial number of the Ultraman that I got. Let me look it up on Le Phone. Sweet. And so sweet. My sister got, yes, she has two pending orders. Oh, hell yeah. This is the first one she's got. Brendan G, do you have a Ultraman? Number 41. Oh, that guy had to. I can't imagine getting two number 41s drop. He had to have bought one or both of those. I haven't even seen a number 41 anything on the market. Have you ever seen a number 41? You have to be looking for it. You really have to be diving in deep because number 41s ideally should be pretty expensive to get. Not ideally, but I've seen people get them for crazy cheap on Reddit. All right. let's dive into what serial number of the Ultraman secret rare? What's your lowest serial number, Brendan? I'm curious. My lowest, I think, is like 107. And then I have a Nightwing that's decently low. He's like 200, I think, which is awesome. Constantly go back. If Nightwing goes up again in price, I have two of them actually. I was able to get two of them off the drop back in the day. I was actually in the middle of working. I was having a guy sign a contract because I had to rush it over to him in the morning. It was annoying. The guy was annoying because he kept on not showing up for my appointment. So I had to rush it over to him in the morning. And I'm like, I am not missing Nightwing. So I was clicking, and it was back when the app was glitchy as hell. 269s. Dude, that is, I would argue that's almost a better number than 41. 420, 69, those are almost better numbers than 41s and two 420s. Did you buy those or did you get them off drops? Nice, Dragon Girl. I'm so frustrated with myself over Dragon Girl because I did not really participate in those. It was like kind of a weird period where when I had a bunch of OMI and stuff wasn't really moving and I didn't really know anyone who was in it. I'm like, this is awesome, but no one else thinks is awesome. I'm gonna calm down. Dragon Girl isn't my jam. I don't know what it is. Okay. All right. What do you need? You need hugs. All right. So I guess we're gonna be laying back for a minute. Um, yeah, you bought them. Nice. Oh, sweet. Yeah, that makes sense. So do you end up paying more for those mints and a lot more, or is it you find something reasonable compared to the floor price? I will try and find something usually sub 1,000, depending on what it is. If it's cheap enough, I'll try and find it, sub 500 or something, or a special number, which isn't always easy. Um, my I have 763 of my Ultraman, The Rise of Ultraman. I've thought about completing this set. Um, I really need to complete the regular Ultraman set. I need Ito, but Ito, I'm waiting his price floor. I mean, it was like 300. I want him around 4 to 500. He's up around the 700-800s now, and I don't really want to pay that, but I just need him. You paid 3x the floor for both, okay, and 1.5. Not bad out at all in the 420s. The 60, anything sub 100 is difficult because there's a lot of as more and more people come on, especially more and more wealthy people. You talk about the Andrei Jikhs, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Talk about pretty much anyone else. They're going to be hunting for those sub 100s, and you will not be able to get sub 100 for anything for a long time, I think. So I think sub 100 is as long as it's a good NFT, sub 100s are awesome. Oh, nice, man. Dude, you got some awesome mint numbers. Yeah, again, my lowest, so this is my Ultraman. I'm gonna get and he's 763. Let's go back to the regular cam. I'm getting my streaming set up fully, but I have like two stream decks here that I had a whole bunch of stuff set up in my old location. Yeah, 763. I had a whole bunch of stuff set up at my old location, and I'm still my old computer, I should say, not my old location. And I built a new computer, and so I have to get everything set up again. But it's going nice. I like it a lot. Oh, Luke Chu's birth year, man. That's the other thing is that you can find before you once you start getting mint numbers, you almost have to like scour. I have this one comic. It is No, it's not a comic. It's a Marvel Mighty, I think it is. It's one of these. So when I like found out Invisible Woman was animated slightly, I bought a few of her. what is it? I think it's a comic. I have some comic that is 1952, but it's not the one that I want to be 19. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things around the 1950s that are awesome. Like the Disney is like 1950 or 1951. Nice. Yeah, I tried to sell. I bought a sugar bear in preparation because I knew uh, the whole thing coming up with Ron English's 13th thing was coming up. So I bought one in preparation to resell, and it got. I think I priced it for 265. It got to my sale several times and it never sold. It was so frustrating. Yeah, I have mixed luck right now. I don't have bad luck. It's just not. I'm not always hitting. Um, Back around Designer Con and just before it. Oh no, just before it, I was actually doing well. I got really awesome drops on the Disney stuff. I wish I just bought a lot of the stuff from the market. I didn't know how that was going to be priced. Looking back now, I think anything VEVE, I have different perspective for sure. I think as everyone does. But yeah, there's a time period when I wasn't hitting anything. I have no idea. I think it was the early comics time period. I just wasn't getting anything. And then I started using my iPad. My iPad's a little bit better. I have amazing internet. I have like sub 10 millisecond ping, so it should be good, but it's just random for me. How many overall collectibles do you have, Brendan? Looks like you're pretty active on the second market. I'm going to congratulate my sister on her getting 2. Nice. You did get 2. Let us know what you got. I'm trying to train my VV group to say if they did get anything, and then once they do, let everyone know what they got, because I think that's part of the. I want to know the mint numbers. I want to know what they got. All right, I have 330 across comics and collectibles. Oh my gosh, Brendan, you're killing it. I don't have nearly that many. I have 83 right now, so not that much compared to you, at least. But I try not to buy. So I'll say this. I pretty much only get them from drops, and there's very few that I buy from secondary market. If I do, and this is more of an investing thing for me, if I do buy them from the secondary market, I try and make sure it's with money or gems I have from other sales or purchases. So there are different things that I've wanted to buy, whether it be a certain mint number or Disney Gold moments, but I have shied away from because that is my investing strategy. I have a little bit more. I bought a decent amount more OMI token this past week off the dip. I want to buy more. I have to wait for a couple of paychecks probably, which unfortunately aren't today or tomorrow, but that's all right. Brendan, did you buy a bunch of them off the secondary market, or do you mainly get them off drops? And again, the thing that really screwed me up, again, there's that time period with Dragon Girl, Givenchy, um, that whole little window that I just kind of the New York Comic Con stuff, I just kind of decided to miss because I didn't know much about it. I didn't do the research. I'm heavily into regular crypto, so I research that 2-3 hours a day, and have for years. And so I was buying other things. I was buying other crypto. I was buying, some more Chainlink or some more Polkadot. I was into the Polkadot. They have these crowd loans that went on where you got these other tokens for that. So that's what I was concentrating on during that time and learning that. Why do you think this Friday is because of the December 3rd thing? Yeah, you're killing it on VV. That's fine. I mean, both are good, and it's really hard to know what will be more successful. I think OMI in general will be more successful. But if you're able to get Givenchy, if you're able to get 700 stuff like you are right now, if you're able to get some of these rare, I really want a Walt and Mickey statue. At least I want the Mickey hat. That's why I really want to sell some of my stuff, I think, to get the Mickey hat and or the Walt and Mickey statue. Those are my two kind of grail pieces. I actually prefer the Mickey hat for me, personal preference. I really like the Mickey hat, but I think those things will just they're forever. Disney's first NFTs. I really hope they're able to. Man, I really hope the Walt and Mickey statue are able to go over to Immutable X. I'm going to make a whole video on things to be concerned about VEVE, why or why not you should be concerned. That's one of them that's like a middling concern because they can always change your mind. But in my opinion, and I don't understand anyone else who's been in crypto for a while that looks at an NFT and then let's say Disney's like, nope, it's only going to be on the VEVE app, at least for the foreseeable future, how you cannot say that is not a true NFT in the true sense. Just like a private blockchain is nothing like what Bitcoin or Ethereum is. It is not a crypto because you don't have control over it. If you don't have control, not your keys, not your wallet type stuff, I feel the exact same way with how NFTs are. Yeah, you need a wallet. You have all the other Disneys. That's awesome. Let's see where Walt is right now. Let's look at, we're going to look, Brendan, I hope you use this, my NFT tracker. I might accidentally share my portfolio. I feel weird about sharing my portfolio. Maybe I shouldn't. It's not like, compared to others, not like crazy impressive as I have said, but it's, it's up a ton, which is awesome. Let's look at Walt. My NFT tracker, I want them to put a paid thing on. Okay, Walt and Mickey, E499. I'm only looking at him on here because I can't, the market is closed. So that's the best approximate we have, about 8,500. I think in due time, he will be in the tens of thousands. Here's the downside. He is not rare. There's still several thousand printings of him in comparison to a lot of stuff on OpenSea. A lot of that stuff is like 10,000. Yeah, they have mix and match, but there's some of them are so ugly and stupid. I think in my personal opinion, in the next year, it'll easily be in the tens of thousands. I always look at these type of investments. How can I, when your crypto is so risky, the only way you should be viewing your crypto is not, can I get 10, 20% gain? You want to double, triple, quadruple what you put in. Absolutely. Because there's, again, having gone through a crypto winter, you can lose everything. And it can stay that way for a couple of years. I was able to stay in a lot of my projects I fundamentally looked at. Oh, cool. Ecomi Wiki is back up. Cool. That's what I used Ecomi Wiki for a long time. And then it just stopped because it was like so muddy and stuff. So I don't know what happened. Cool. Awesome. Okay. So they were like redoing it. All right. Nice. Can you track? Okay, you can. Brendan, can you track your? I haven't tracked it in Ecomi Wiki. I've just tracked it in my NFT tracker. Is it better in Ecomi Wiki? I can hear my girlfriend's having a meeting in the other room. I guess I'll make an account later. Let's look at the Disney Golden. Oh, I can't click on the Disney Golden Moments. Can't click on any of these. Why can't I click on any of these? Collectibles market. Okay, so you can track your stuff in here. I don't like that I can't. Okay, click. Okay, that worked. So I can only click on these. That's super weird. Okay. You can hear me clicking. Let's browse all brands. Browse all brands. Browse all brands. No. Okay. So they have some things to work on, seems like. Um, all this stuff is super new. Yeah. I don't know if it's not working for me right now. I'll make a login and I'll check it out further. But cool. Awesome. Thanks a lot, Brendan. Anyways, back to Walt and Mickey. Yes, he's very expensive right now. Um, he's kind of at all-time highs. I think he moved past 10 grand for a little bit. Here's the thing. Here's my investment strategy, and here's how I approach all my investing: is that I need to have an edge. I need to know that something's at a low. I need to feel like I have movement in something, and if I don't, it needs to be a certain percentage, let's say 1%, 10% of my overall portfolio if it's a riskier venture. And so Walt is kind of above. I don't get a good, when I look at that from my investment standpoint, I don't get a good feeling for my personal risk tolerance. Um, I think he will be 10, 20, 50,000. If I'm able to accrue that in VV, if one of my things gathers favor and it jumps up, and I think okay, I have two Todd Batmans. If one of them jumps up or both of them jump up and they can, I'm sure they can get around 5 to 6 grand. I feel like that will be very, very high in the future as well. Will it get up in enough time for Walt to stay down and that kind of be a perfect trade? Maybe, because I think a lot of people are thinking the same. But I don't know. For me right now, it's a hard pill to swallow. My highest prize piece, my personal favorite. I mean, my most expensive one. Again, I don't have any of the 10 grand ones, but I have a. I got a secret rare the first appearance of the Young Avengers. What's her name? Clint's follow up lady. I don't know how you say that. Nightwing, Hawkeye, Hawkeye. There we go. Um, that's kind of cool. I bought that off the drop because I thought it was just cheaper than I thought it would be. Let's look at my collection. I really, I really have a fondness for Nightwing. I have a fondness for the Todd Batmans. Those are my most well. The Todd Batmans are currently my most expensive pieces. Um, I think a lot because that has it. There's a lot of sentimentality. I love Batman as many other people do, and it goes back to when I first started in VV, and it was just so different. It was much weirder and harder to get any drops. There's now a consistency of like how to click the button, everything that just wasn't there. Everything was just a question mark, whether the app was going to work. I had to wake up like hours early and log in and make sure my phone was just logged into the app. And then I remember the first drop that they had like a timer on it. I missed because I'm like, cool, I'm in here an hour early. Oh, no one told me the damn timer will get out of sync. Like I had no clue. Why would the timer get out of sync? I'm on the page. Like it made no sense. So I think it was like the first comic drop or something I completely missed because I was so angry. I was like up and ready to go. I'm like, cool, up an hour early, made some coffee, and completely missed it. But yeah, I digress. I'd say the Todd and the Jim Lee Nightwing. That's why, and this is exactly why the app, it has exactly that. It has the gambling mentality built in, and why you need to be careful a little bit. and don't invest more than you can lose, because if a crypto winter comes along, a lot of these could crash, and that would be probably when I would get a wallet. Is that if or when a crypto winter does come along, when things go down, I think some of the NFTs will retain a lot of their value, some of the more valuable ones, but a lot of these, I mean, Brendan, some of the people we met at Decon will be dumping a lot of their stuff because they'll say, "Hey, I have several grand in here, 10 grand, and I see it going to, I have 30 grand in here, and now my portfolio is worth 15. I I want to, oh, man just crashed. Um, and I see it going to 15. I'm going to cash out, buy the things that I wanted to buy that I kind of dreamed to buy, put a down payment on that car or whatever, and just kind of wait it out. Well, they're going to be selling these things like Walt because they're going to, okay, maybe they think they can get it for Walt for 1,000 and they sell it for 8,000, but it only ever drops to 4. Cool. I'll be there when that happens. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. If it does, I don't want it to happen because that means there's a lot of pain and that's never fun. I don't want friends or family go through that. And that's why, in the meantime, it's important to be a little bit smart. Yeah, the Jim Lee Joker and Nightwing are awesome. I have the first appearance of the one with the bang. Is that Jim Lee? I think it might be. Yeah, the Jim Lee Joker is awesome. I have that one too. I love the Bruce, any of like the animated series Batman, the Bruce Timm Harley Quinn. I loved a lot of the Harley Quinns I ignored because that's like not my Harley Quinn that I like. So the Bruce Timm Harley Quinn is awesome. I love that one. I have one of those. I really like the Adventure Time set. That's one I wasn't early enough on into the app. Well, okay. Back then, I couldn't buy it. The marketplace wasn't open, and you had to do stuff off the marketplace to eBay. And I don't know if you've seen all the scams recently of someone sending someone an NFT, or there's a fake escrow service like Randy. He does escrow, which is awesome, but there's a fake escrow service, which is where you send a middle party, you send the money and the items to them, and then they send it out to both once they get both of them. But there's been so many scams. I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't know anyone in the community at the time at all except for me. So I wanted Adventure Time stuff, but I could not buy it without possibly losing a lot. But I now have two Fit Mertens. I now have the Ice King and now BMO. That's another thing I will probably, I want to sell the Sugar Bear to maybe make one or two of the Adventure Time sets just because I love them. They're also from season 1. They're pretty early on. I think season 1 collectibles overall, over time, as we get the 3, 4, 5 to 10 plus season 1 collectibles, will be pretty big. Dude, I love Adventure Time. I know. Again, yeah, it's one of those things where any of the ultra rares for almost anything, especially if they're early on. Even I got 2 of the common DeLoreans back in the day. I ended up selling one. But even that, like if you've waited long enough, it's doubled in price. I sold it for 60 something, and I'm sure it will double again, you know? That's my question. And that's the big question, right? Is going forward, this is all still in the crypto bull market. And I am getting more. I used to be very convinced that in December it will be around when it ends. There's going to be a blow up top. Bitcoin's going to go crazy, going to go up to 150,000. All these other alts are going to go 10, 15, 20x, depending on what it is. If it has hype, it's going to go even more. And that's awesome. I'll take profits and get ready for the next cycle. I'm more and more convinced that it's going to last longer into next year. I don't know when. Could be March, April, May, and that's cool. I like it. I like the cycles getting longer. There's going to be less crazy rise up in prices as time goes on, which is healthy for the market. And we're going to see corrections here and there. And that's the big question: is that if and when that does happen, what will happen to these? I think most of them will drop a decent amount in value. I mean, you think the gem squeeze was something, And a lot of stuff dropped 50% value just with that, so keep that in mind. No such thing as a crypto site. Massive dodging. You're right. I'm sorry, Brendan. I should shut my mouth. Just pray for it. Oh man, it's a super cycle. That's what it's called. The super cycle. Which it depends on if we had a spot ETF where it's not a futures ETF, I might I might fully be like signed on like, yeah, how could it? Like we just have so much participation in the market. Oh man, I know. Did you buy so that Crow is that crypto CRO is crypto.com, right? Um did you well, I mean, I guess what did you use that money for? The hard thing is every time you buy and sell crypto within a year, it's short-term gains, and that is why I try, and that's what I'm so excited about is a lot of my stuff will be coming over a year if we move into next year, which is awesome. The 60% of my portfolio is over a year old. It will move up to like 80 to 90%, which is super, super cool for tax implications. Um, and then hopefully things will just be worth more at that point, which is awesome. Pretty much all of my crypto I've held. The only ones that I've gotten rid of, Energy, I didn't have much of, but I just lost complete faith in that project. They're grasping for straws to be meaningful. There was no clear direction for the project. They started off one way, like, oh, we're going to go on the Ethereum blockchain. Then we're just going to copy DeFi. They're just copying things to be relevant. And I want clear direction. Like VEVE has clear direction, clear vision for exactly what they want to do. It's not just someone who made a crypto and I was like, all right, now what? Um, that's what I really like from them. That's why I love Fusion. Super, super small market cap. I think I looked at them right before you came on stream, but they have they have this DCRM, which is digital control rights management. It shards all of your keys. So DeFi is actually DeFi. They're not storing your stuff in a central wallet and just wrapping your Bitcoin or wrapping your Ethereum or what have you. And your and I would love it if OMI would like partner with them in some way, but your coins can just drift from chain to chain. If you look at Change Finance or any swap, I'll look at any swap here. Um, your stuff can just drift from one mainnet to like look at how many mainnets they have on here. That's insane. And it works super well. No hacks or anything because of the way it functions. Gee, that's insane how many mainnets they have. Phantom, Binance, Ethereum, Matic, Hecko, I've never even heard of, AVAX, Les Avalanche, XDAI, Arbitrum, KCC, OEC, Mover, ETH just insane. And AnySwap is what I used for in my in my what I've seen, the first cross-chain NFT. I generated a loot token on the Ethereum testnet, and then I transferred it to the Phantom testnet using the AnySwap bridge. And it's still in beta, but it was like off to the left here. You see my cursor. There's just a NFT bridge. And that's the thing, like that's what's going to be possible. When Gary Vee was talking about what about if Solana makes it big and VV and dude, that's not going to matter. We're in the future, near future, pretty soon. I'm going to be able to take my BMO or my Homer and Bart statue to any chain I want, whatever is cheaper or has the better market. It doesn't matter. I'll be able to come to any swap, and I'll be able to click on the NFT, and it'll take my NFT to any chain I want, and I'll be able to put it in any wallet I want. And that is coming. Once I can get it off the VV app, I will be able to put it anywhere. I guarantee that for sure. It's a multi-chain. It will be a multi-chain feature. Absolutely. When Rogers and Cohen. I don't know. Is that? I don't even know. I hope that's a designer that I don't know. It in my mind, Rogers and Cohen is like a jeweler. Is Rogers Cohen a jeweler? I'm going with Rogers and Cohen, and that might be a some nasty results. Oh, they're the marketers. Okay, it made me think of a jeweler. Is this who VEVE is partnered with? I don't know. I don't think they need this at all yet. Um, it'll be cool, but that is not important for right now. They have so many people coming on, just from the natural community, and they don't need that much marketing quite yet. But once they get on, let me rephrase that. Um, they are not ready for that yet. They need to be on exchanges because people need to hear about them and go, cool. All right, here's the app. Oh, it's run by OMI. They need to buy OMI on the app if they want it, which will be great. I used to think that wouldn't have been a big thing, but I think if someone can buy it on the app and then transfer it to an exchange, that's a great way to do it. I doubt Coinbase will be one of the first to list it. If it is great, that's I mean, man, talk about moon time if Coinbase lists it. But if it isn't, VEVE will then be the easiest way to buy OMI tokens and become an OMI holder. So that needs to be all ready before they do any big marketing pushes. Pokemon, personally, I would love it if it didn't come till next year so I can get mentally and financially ready for that because that's going to be insane. My question to you, Brendan, do you think they're going to start with Pokemon like statue NFTs, or do you think they'll start with Pokemon cards? Do you think they'll get Pokemon cards at all? I think is a bigger question. Um, Pokemon cards, I sincerely hope, and I wish this Magic almost can't do it anymore because Magic the Gathering Arena, they have created specific cards that are not able to be used in physical version of Magic. They have a whole bunch of cards that are only to be able to now they can always the way Magic works is that there's this rotation. They can always just forget about the non-physical cards, but they have cards that are only used in Magic the Gathering Arena online. And I thought that was so stupid. If you can get NFTs of Pokemon cards and trade them just like you would, whether you use VV Marketplace or Immutable X or whatever, and maybe the first ones, here's the cool part. Maybe the first ones on VV will be Pokemon cards, but they'll be special ones. They'll be holographic and ultra rare, blah blah blah. And then the Charizards elsewhere, maybe they'll make 20,000, 30,000 because they need to make quite a few because if people want to play the game, want to play the game, and it would suck for there to be a limited edition 5,000 Charizard cards out there because of collectors, and all collectors would just do is keep them, and it'd be impossible to ever play with it. So maybe make an extra special edition black Charizard that is holographic and it has the Z moves or what have you. I don't know much about Pokemon cards. I know about Pokemon. I'm actually playing Pearl right now. Super. Oh, I can't wait to get back to this. Um, I'm just a nerd for Pokemon. Um, but that would be really cool if it's special edition everything, and it could be used as a card in a game, and it'd be a super big flex. You pull that out, and like, oh man, that sucks. But you can buy the rare version for much cheaper, and it's much more common. Um, yeah, Pokemon card. I'm super curious. Oh my gosh, this is why I love EV. Like, and here, this is the pumpamentals. If you've ever seen Ivan on Tech, he talks about pumpamentals, the what ifs, the mystique. Vivi has so much mystique. What if this in the Vivi verse? What if that in the Vivi verse? What if they partner with this guy? What if they do this? I mean, there's so many what ifs or big question marks and things they could and can do, and that will never end. Like, that will never, ever end, and, like, who or what they could partner with, who they might sell to if they sell in the future, what would that mean for the token? That is what drives price and expectations and all this excitement around it. That is as important as any partnership is the mystique, the what if, the curiosity. I mean, all of these YouTube channels, my YouTube channel, everyone's YouTube channel is based around that what if factor. Oh, Andrei Jikh said something. I don't know if you saw this on Andrei Jikh's channel. He did that. Oh, I have it actually queued up right here. It's hard to see because he has this, he has this like promo stuff at the end. I don't know how to get that out of the way. I'm sure some YouTuber has done that. Um, but there's nothing, I have gone frame by frame, and there's nothing that I have seen that's like, I kept on looking to see if there's any like hint at a new NFT that wasn't announced. The biggest thing people have found is that these symbols around the OMI, that, so 12/3 coming up in, what is 12/3? 12/3 is Friday. Cool. Super cool. That these could possibly be the rarity symbols for Pokemon, because the star doesn't look like this. They are a star, circle, and more of like a square diamond, but more of like a square. But they could be changing the rarity symbols for OMI. Granted, there's this little circle thing. I'm sure it means, I feel like it's not random. I feel like it means something. So there's been a lot of speculation because Andrei Jikh is clearly doing something. There's been speculation that Jake Paul is involved, and they've mentioned Pokemon in general before, like, oh, that wild Pokemon thing. I'm curious if that was before Pokemon Arceus was announced, because that would have been a wild Pokemon thing. Pokemon Legends Arceus looks like the next kind of big change. I hope Pokemon needs a big change. I'm sick of these. I'm sick of them doing the same exact thing with no imagination for so long. They should just make another Pokemon game with the same 151 or the same whatever designs. Repeat the same Pokemon so you don't have to spend so much money on designing them, but just like put secrets in it, make the world more lively, like make the story better. Please. But that's not what a Pokemon game is about. They have so much money. They could do so much, and they've so far decided not to. So hopefully they make games more interesting. Anyways, will this be? It could be. It's December. It's a big month. They've said they have all these licenses, and they have decided to up some of them. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, thank you so much for Brendan. Thank you so much for joining for the live drop. I'll have many more of these in the future, and I'm very, very excited. So have a wonderful day. Remember, be yourself and eat a cookie. I'll be seeing you later. I have a bunch of videos I'll be producing this week, and I'm sure there will be more drops. All right. Have a wonderful day. I will see you guys later. Bye.